Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. We do a lot of boiling water here on this channel. In fact, I'm in Arkansas and my first night last night, I did a whole lot of boiling water. I don't know how much, but a lot. When I'm on trail, I'm usually boiling water to rehydrate a meal or make some coffee, really simple stuff. But one of the things that I'm often asked, and I think a valid question, is how easy is it to actually cook a meal with some of these stoves? Well, a while back, I reviewed a backpacking stove from Fire Maple, their ultralight titanium backpacking stove. It was a great stove. I loved it. It performed super well in the boil testing. The question is, how easy is it to actually cook a real meal, a meal that you can sit down and eat, as opposed to letting rehydrate? Well, stay tuned, and we're going to try to figure that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, I do most of the cooking at my house. In fact, actually, I do all of the cooking at my house, and I usually cook with very high heat. I've been cooking for a very long time. I love cooking, and ever since I was a kid, I used to cook with my mom. She was a great cook, and I had a great time learning from her. And then I moved into learning from Food Network. I was a kid at the beginning or the dawn of Food Network, and I watched a lot of food shows. Even though I tend to cook with a lot of high heat, and stoves for backpacking tend to put a lot of heat to the bottom of the pan, it still can be very tricky for multiple reasons. Most of the pots that we use, or almost all of them that we use out on trail, are designed to be lightweight. You don't want to carry around a cast iron skillet, right? It's just too heavy. Because of that, the bottom of your pot or the bottom of your pan is always really thin. Combine that with the difficulty of lowering the heat to a very low level, especially out in the wilderness. So it's hard to get the heat super low and the bottom of the pan is super thin. That is going to lead to a lot of potential problems with scorching and difficulty just keeping the temperature down low enough not to burn everything. With all that in mind, it's important that you choose recipes that are reasonable. Choose recipes that make a lot of sense. I think a lot of times using things like soups and stews makes a lot of sense because you can keep the heat from affecting the bottom of the pan too much, but we're gonna push it a little bit. We're gonna make some chicken fajitas. We're gonna use a frying pan from the Trangia 25 series, which is really nice. It's thick bottom. We're gonna use that to cook most of the stuff. And it gives us the best of both worlds. It is lightweight, easy enough to carry, but also thick enough gauge-wise to actually be able to use this stove. It's lunchtime, I'm hungry, so let's cook some chicken fajitas and see how it goes. So if you're looking for more information on this particular stove, which I really like, make sure you check out a video from a few weeks ago. Could be a few months ago. I don't know. I never know exactly when I'm going to release all these videos, but check out that dedicated video and I'll try to remember to leave a link down below in the description. So what do you guys think of this concept as far as looking at a stove and then trying to decide whether or not you can actually cook a meal on it? I'm going to actually do kind of a mini series like this over the next couple of months where I'm going to review a stove and the next week I'm going to cook a meal with it. Now this one's a little bit out of order, but we're going to be doing things like the Jetboil Minimo. I have the new Jetboil Trail Cook, which should be really good, right? That's what it's all about. I think it's important to test these stoves in a variety of ways, but in a realistic way. If you're out on trail, you're going to cook certain types of meals. If you're more in a base camp type situation, you might cook different types of meals, more involved, things like that. So just be smart about it. Realize that when you're out on the trail, especially when it's not that cold, you can't take a lot of ingredients with you if you're going to cook that night. If it's cold, maybe sometimes if it's warmer, you can take something out frozen like a protein, but you just have to be smart about what you actually choose to cook. We're not going to be cooking 3-course meals out on trail, so there's no reason for me to do that, and there's no reason for you to do that. Pick a reasonable recipe. Realize that the outside elements are going to affect things. I cook things inside because it's easier for me just to display things and to create the videos, to be honest with you. But taking them outside, being in the wind, for example, can make a difference. So pay attention to your environment. So what do you guys think? Are these the types of videos that you might actually like to enjoy? Well, we're going to find out because we're going to have this series, like I said, a couple of Jetboil products, a couple of other stoves. We're going to look at the stoves. We're going to do a traditional boil test. We're going to see how it works. And then the next week, we're going to take it and try to cook an actual meal with it. Pretty excited about it. Hope you guys are as well. If there's a particular stove that you want to see me do this with, make sure you leave it down below. Even if it's an older stove, a stove that I've used in the past and I've reviewed, if you're like, man, I'm really thinking about getting that stove, but can I cook with it? A lot of it is not just the actual system. Like if you're looking at a Jetboil, we'll talk about that as we get into other videos, but it's all about the stove, the container you cook in, like we talked about. Today we use that Trangia 25 fry pan, which is a great product to cook with because it gives you a little bit more thickness in the bottom of the pan. But anyway, we are going to take a look at different products and see what you guys think. Make sure you leave it down below if you want to see a particular stove used. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It performed pretty well. The food was very good. It's all about picking the right recipe, being smart, taking your time, controlling that heat, and making sure you don't burn too much stuff because it can get out of hand pretty quickly. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.